All right, y'all. Let's listen to that girl here mix up.
So why am I getting divorced after a year and a half? I got married at 28 and I'm 29 and I'm currently getting a divorce. And I owe it to you guys to explain to you why I'm getting a divorce, because over 10 million of you guys watched me get married last year across Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and a lot other wedding content that I put out. I'm a lifestyle creator, and so, you know, you're gonna see my life, the ups, the downs, all of it. It is just a part of the process. But the reason why
I don't mean for cut her off too soon, but in her saying that, it give me a feeling says she got married to this man just to create content. But let us not jump to conclusion. Let's
do want
continue.
to share why I'm getting divorced is because I got married to a narcissist unknowingly, and it was all built upon a lie. And I started talking about this on Threads and on my Twitter account, and I shared some of that to my Instagram stories. And since sharing that, I've gotten hundreds of DMs from women who are in the same situation or who have been in that situation. And so many of them have told me, I'm so grateful that you've been talking about this and that you've been transparent about this, because I didn't have the strength to leave. Now that I'm seeing that you are leaving so soon as well, I'm now inspired to leave. I do want to talk about this specifically when it comes to the narcissistic abuse part, because you don't even realize it's happening to you while it's happening to you. For so many of us, we just didn't even know what was happening while it was happening. I'm going to share as much as I can. And I think it's also important for us to remember that there's a difference between narcissistic personality disorder and having narcissistic traits, okay? Those are two different things. So let's start from the beginning. So in 2020, I met my husband on Hinge, and I was living in New York City at the time, and I was working from home. I was working on Wall Street, and I was pretty isolated. Here comes my husband on Hinge, and he looks great, and he seems like a pretty decent guy, and he really sold himself as like this faith-based guy and like really serious with like really good intentions, and you know, I bought it. Now, he was going to be starting a job on Wall Street as well at a different firm. And I like the fact that he was already in the industry, so he understood my work schedule, because I really did have a demanding schedule. Again, very normal guy, seemingly decent guy. The relationship is good to start. Towards the end of 2020, I started to pick up on the fact that our values weren't really aligned. And especially when it came to faith, there were some things that weren't adding up, right? So I did let him know that, hey, I think we should break up. I think we should part ways, because, you know, we're just not aligned. Now, he accepted it at first, but then he kept trying to message me and get back with me and saying, you know, I really don't understand. I really miss us and all of that. And then he starts to mention the fact that there's a ring fund because, you know, he sees me as his future wife that he's already gained 14% on. And I remember saying to him, like, I'm sorry, what does that have to do with anything? And so that is an example of, I think it's called love bombing. I am somebody who had a narcissistic parent. So I grew up on gaslighting. I grew up on manipulation. I grew up on love bombing. So that feels familiar to me. I didn't really have the language for what exactly my soon-to-be ex-husband was doing at the time, but now that I do have the language for it, I see it for what it was, right? If you have broken up with somebody, they seemingly accept it, but then they're coming back and they're like, okay, but I have 14% on a ring fund, right? They're trying to like lure you back in, right? They're trying to talk about all these things that they do for you or what they're doing for you to try to lure you back in. Now, I was resistant to his efforts. At the beginning of 2021, I do start a new job, and that job is actually at the firm that he's working at in a different capacity, but we've been broken up. We're still cordial. Now, he's still trying to get back with me. He's inserting himself in a way that's friendly, but like also clearly like he regrets that, you know, we parted ways. Again, I'm focusing on my new job. I'm just focusing on like getting my life together. He does become a source of support for me as I'm in this new job, because he's already familiar with this firm. He knows how to support people, and like he really is just a great friend to have. My birthday's in July, and yes, we're friends, we're not together, but he totally inserted himself into my birthday in a way that was like, I'm her man, got me a cake and everything. And like, I appreciated all of those efforts, because at the end of the day, like, it's great to have somebody who is looking out for you and all of those things. But again, I wasn't cognizant of the fact that like boundaries were not in place, right? And this is something that you have to be very aware of as a young woman when you're dealing with these men. Like, if you have broken up with somebody, right, there is no reason why they should still be coming around in that capacity. And if they keep coming around under the guise of friendship, right, because they love and care about you deeply as a friend, you need to be very careful. Because I was very convinced that, okay, he keeps showing up and he's just around because, like, he just cares deeply about me and he just wants to be the person that's there for me. Now, despite the fact that we're broken up, anybody who has shown any kind of interest in me, anyone who he knows is interested in me, he's creating obstacles for these people. He would want to spend like every waking moment of the weekend with me, and I just had zero space. This is another sign that you are dealing with a narcissist. They do not give you any space. Keep in mind, the job that I had at this time on Wall Street, I was working at the desk from 6:30 a.m. until roughly about like 6:30 p.m., right? So I'm 12 hours on the desk, Monday to Friday, and every waking minute of the weekend, he would want to spend time with me. I don't really like people like that. I like my space. I do believe that I am an introvert, and I really do need to recharge, especially when I'm in an office setting and when I'm around people for so long. Like, I need like to decompress, right? I'm blessed now that I work from home and I don't need to like recharge as much, but I really needed my space. Now it is fall of 2021, and he is really lobbying, really pushing that we get back together. And he's even convinced another one of my friends that he really loves me, he really sees a future with me, and for me to give him a chance. He's very, very, very convincing. Like, this man, he could sell you anything. He is really good. He puts on a great show. And even my friend is like, wow, like I don't know any guy who's ever loved you this much. Like, this man he is so committed. And I'm like, yep, that is true. And I'm like, you know what? I'll give him a chance. We did get back together.
Of course, y'all got back together because she liked the attention that he was giving her. Here is my thing, okay? And while she was talking, I had to pull up her TikTok to justify my point. The fact that she is coming to TikTok with such a personal story exposes that she loves attention, right? So then I was able to pull up her TikTok, which I'll show it in a minute, and confirm that point. As I said earlier, she loved the idea of, oh, this is content that I can post. I got engaged. I have a big wedding to plan. I have all these things that can be potentially content. And know that the marriage didn't work out, where I'm not saying that he probably didn't have his fault, but come on, anybody with common sense can tell that she also have some flaws. Now that the marriage didn't work out, I can still use this experience as content. Someone had left it in her, someone had commented. Let me see if I can pull it up. The comment that they had left had said, you should have divorced and kept quiet. Black women think everything is for content. Let us take a listen to her response.
Married at 28 and I'm divorcing at 29, part 9. For my religious police. For me personally, I will have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but I will expose them. Okay? Narcissistic abuse requires your silence in order to survive, and that is intentional. It's not always loud, it's not always violent, it's psychological, it's strategic, and it's designed to keep you confused. And because people who have narcissistic personality disorder are often charming in public, people are not going to believe you unless you speak up. Staying silent does not protect you. It protects the narcissist. That silence is where the abuse grows and the cycle will continue. You can choose to suffer in silence if you want, but I'm going to continue to call it out because I'm fully aware that abusers thrive in the silence of their victims. Now,
all right, so call it out to who? Call it out for yourself identify it within yourself so you don't make that mistake before, or call it out on public, call it out on social media so you can get all this attention from people you don't even know about something that is as intimate or should be as intimate as a divorce that happened just the other day. Now, I could understand she coming on TikTok and sharing her experience and hoping no one else made her mistake. If, say, this was a few years ago, she went through the required therapy, she's healed, she's past it, and she's moving forward. This happened just the other day, y'all. Just the other day, she was engaged. Just the other day, she got married. Just the other day, she got divorced. So, say, you mean for tell me, say she healed and everything already to the point where she can come up here and call it out, call out the demons. That's narcissism. Really? I'm not buying it. And don't get me wrong, of course, everybody can heal at their own pace. Everybody don't heal at a specific timeline. However, this is just a little bit too close to comfort. And as I said, I pulled up her TikTok. Let us go ahead and look at this woman who is just so supposedly this woman of God. She titled her TikTok, or she named her TikTok, the finance body, TM. She trademarked the finance body. Just take a look. Take a look at how she posed for these pictures. Take a look at the nude pictures that
I've
she
been
have
working
right there.
hard all
Take a look at how she carry herself on TikTok. Obviously, she is looking for
It's 2
attention.
days until my wedding.
Look,
Meal prep, lunch.
everything she here posting on TikTok.
Spend the day with me and
No,
find out how I destroyed my
on the outside looking in, who you think is the narcissist? Remember, a trait of narcissistic personality disorder is a love of attention. Listen, I'm not here to diagnose anybody. I'm not here to judge, but I'm just here to observe and point things out. Another thing, too, that we need to identify and we need to acknowledge is that narcissists tends to prey on codependent people. So all these women running around talking about, oh, I got married to a narcissist. Oh, my husband was a narcissist. What does that say about you? Why are all these narcissists targeting you? Look in the mirror. Take accountability for yourself and just do better. But oh my gosh, somebody is going to get triggered. But at the end of the day,
I said what I said.
and this is why men are choosing to get their passport, because these women are the narcissists. These women are the ones who love attention, who dodge accountability, who love to point blame and focus it on somebody else and never take accountability for their actions, but at the same time blame other people for doing the exact same thing that they're doing. Do you blame men when they
Get to the chopper.
but hey, it is your girl Chantel. I'm just here watching videos and sharing my observation. Get triggered if you must, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Go check out this video next. Again, another woman so oblivious to how she is the problem. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.